Hey, this is Pastor Matt from Cornerstone Church in Buda, Texas. We're continuing looking at Ephesians. We're in the first chapter. We've been bouncing around a little bit and checking out some snippets from there. Right now, I want to take you to Ephesians chapter 1, verse 12, where Paul writes this to these early Christians, and he says that we who were the first to hope in Christ might be to the praise of his glory. When he says the first to hope in Christ, I think it's pretty cool to think about. He's writing to the people in Ephesus, in this city, who were actually the first to know who Jesus was, the first ones to believe in him at all. But it doesn't just give us a picture of like who they were and mean something for back then, because what it insinuates by Paul calling them the first, it sort of insinuates that there's going to be a second. There's going to be a third. There are going to be more people to follow. There's going to be others who come after. And I don't know what your setting is, but I'm guessing if you're in the Western world like I am, you're probably not the first to believe in Jesus in your city. You may not be the first on your block even. You might not even be the first one in your own house, although maybe you are. But what Paul's saying when he talks about being the first is realize there's going to be someone who comes after you. Realize that there's going to be someone else who believes after you. And he says that you who are the first, that we who are the first to believe in Christ might be to the praise of his glory. And I think the thing that glorifies God, to break it down real simply, the way that we glorify God is by telling the stories of what our God has done. So those who are first tell the stories of what God has done. And we do that as God's people. We repeat the stories that are recorded for us in the Bible. We've got the Old Testament. We've got the stories of Jesus. We got these letters from Paul like we're going through in Ephesians. And we tell those stories again and again, and that does glorify God. We tell the stories of what he's done for us as his people, how he's worked in our lives, how he's saved us, how he sent Jesus for us. But those stories didn't stop when the Bible was written, because God's work didn't stop then. He keeps writing stories. He's written a story around your life. He's written a story around my life, around friends that I know. He's writing a story in my friend Aaron's life, a story about somebody who was away from God, away from church, away from Jesus for 10 years of his life. And now he's reconnected, and now he's growing. And now God has brought him back, and Aaron's starting to understand that. And telling that story glorifies God, the one who's working in this story. So what's the story that you get to tell? What's the story you get to tell for the sake of those who will come after you? Because whether you're the first or the 10th or the 100th or the 1,000th, the stories are going to keep needing to be told, because more will come after you. What's the story you get to tell to glorify God about what he's done in your life? Hey, thanks for following along on these videos. We've got more posted on our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. You can check them out there. You can also find a fuller version of these Bible studies walking through Ephesians at our website, cornerstonechurchtx.com. Thanks for watching, and comment below. Comment on any of those channels if you would, and I'd love to hear the story that God's written in your life. You can glorify him by sharing that story online. Thanks for watching.